On June 1st, 2025, 117 Ukrainian drones, each one costing about $1,000, destroyed roughly 20% of Russia's strategic bomber fleet, about $7 billion in airframes, killed by drones cheap enough to ship in a wooden crate. Russia announced it would rebuild them. This is the engineering story of why it cannot. The drones did not fly across the border. They were trucked in. 18 months and 9 days before the strike, Ukraine's security service, the SBU, began renting modular wooden housing units from front companies operating inside Russia. Each cabin was fitted with 36 FPV drones, packed under a retractable roof, and loaded onto a Russian flatbed truck. The drivers were unwitting Russian civilians, hired through Telegram, paid in rubles, never told what they were hauling. On June 1st, the trucks parked 5 to 10 kilometers from 5 separate strategic airbases. Roofs opened on remote command. 117 quadcopters lifted off, flew across the airbase perimeter at rooftop height, and crashed into fully fueled bombers parked in the open. Satellite imagery from Maxar and Umbra confirmed 13 aircraft destroyed at Belaya and Olenyu alone. 7 Tu-95 strategic bombers. For 2 22M3 supersonic bombers. 1 transport. 2 A-50 radar aircraft were struck and damaged at Ivanovo. The Russian air defense response was effectively nothing. Panzer and S-300 systems guarding those bases were never designed to defend against drones launched from inside their own air defense bubble. Most observers expected Russia to absorb the loss and rebuild. The aviation industry would disagree. The Tu-95 was built at the Kuibychev aircraft plant, now called Samara. The last Tu-95MS rolled off that line in February 1992. About 90 airframes total. After that, the production tooling was dispersed across what used to be the Soviet Union and what is now 5 different countries. The Tu-22M3 was built at the Kazan Aviation plant. Total run, 268 airframes. The last one was completed in 1993. The line was never restarted. But the airframe is only half the problem. The Tu-22M3 is powered by a single-engine variant called the NK-25. There is no substitute. The NK-25 production line stopped in 1996. Russia has no current manufacturing capability for that engine. No NK-25 means no Tu-22M3, not new ones, not even adequate spares for the surviving fleet. So Russia has 3 production lines closed before 1995 and 1 engine line that died in 1996. This is the inflection point. Everything Russia has flown over Ukraine, every Kh-101 cruise missile, every dawn strike on Kiev, came from those lines, built in another country, in another decade. In 2015, Russia announced it would restart the Tu-160 production line at Kazan. After a decade of public ambition, defense analysts have confirmed something quieter. Not a single Tu-160 has been built from scratch since the Soviet Union collapsed. Every new Tu-160M Russia has delivered, 2 in 2024, 2 in 2025, was built around an airframe that already existed. Soviet-era fuselages, completed and stored for nearly 40 years, are now being pulled out of long-term storage, finished, and rolled out as new aircraft. Even those refurbishments have not been simple. When Russia tried to restart the line in 2015, they discovered they had lost the institutional knowledge of vacuum welding titanium, a manufacturing technique critical to the Tu-160's airframe that the original Soviet engineers had taken with them when the Union dissolved. It had to be relearned from scratch. After Spiderweb, the surviving Tu-95s were relocated eastward to airbases like in Adir and Ukraine Ku, sometimes ironically the same airbase where one of the drone trucks had failed to launch. The trade-off is geometric. A single Ukraine-bound strike now requires roughly 23 hours of flight time for a Tu-95 launching from the Far East. Twice the fuel, twice the aircrew rotation, twice the wear on engines whose spares are themselves out of production. Russia is now flying a fleet it cannot fully maintain, on missions it cannot easily refuel, against an enemy it cannot reach without crossing 11 time zones first. The The cliché says nations cancel weapons because they choose to. The Soviet Union did not choose to cancel the Tu-95 or the Tu-22M3 or the Mk-25. Those programs were canceled by collapse, by economic shock, by the simple fact that the country that was building them no longer existed. The Russian Federation inherited the inventory. It never inherited the capability to make more. For 30 years, that distinction never mattered. Until 117 drones, launched from inside a country whose factories had already shut down, made the math undeniable. If you want to see what a strategic bomber program looks like when it's actually getting built, watch our B-21 Raider documentary next.